Ladies and gentlemen, the country's average gas price is at $5 a gallon. And if you live in the Northeast, you took the biggest brunt of the rising prices. And yes, I do realize it's higher in some parts of the country than others. You don't have to school me on that. I do know. But they're talking about the overall average nationwide is $5. And it's very difficult for many people. I was looking at an article of a woman that was saying she got to move back in with her parents because the job that she has, once upon a time, she could live off of just fine, pay her rent, get gas, get her groceries. And now everything has changed. Everything is unaffordable now. She can't do it anymore. So like many people are out looking for remote work. A lot of people want that stay at home so they don't even have to worry about gas prices, because when you commute, that's where the bulk of your gas is being used. So, I mean, I know it's painful and it's going to get more painful. It's going to get more painful than this. And of course, they're still trying to scapegoat off of the war, which is a half a world away from here and not even impacting this country. But you know how America is. They always got to inject themselves where they really shouldn't be. So I'm going to go ahead and play this audio for you from the Wall Street Journal. Gasoline prices reach $5 a gallon nationwide for the first time. Consumers are managing high prices at the pump as the average cost of a gallon of unleaded gas cracks a new record. By Omar Abdul Baqi and Hardika Singh. June 11, 2022, 9:54 a.m. Eastern Time. The average price of a gallon of regular unleaded gas in the U.S. hit $5 Friday night, and the rise in fuel costs is expected to persist throughout the busy summer driving season. The record high, according to OPIS, an energy data and analytics provider, comes as U.S. consumer inflation hit its highest level in 40 years and crude oil prices remain high. Gas prices skyrocketed after Russia's invasion of Ukraine earlier this year, with traders, shippers, and financiers shunning Russian oil supplies. Oil inventories, which were already tight because of higher demand from economic reopening, have depleted even more, with no sign of relief ahead. That has translated to pain at the pump, further squeezing Americans' household budgets already hit by higher prices on everything from items at the grocery store to restaurant meals and air travel. Prices for energy jumped 34.6% from a year earlier, while the cost of groceries rose 11.9% on the year, adding to consumers' woes. Shanitha James, a mother of 4 kids in Jackson, Mississippi, hasn't seen her eldest daughter, who lives about 700 miles away in North Carolina, since Christmas because of high gas prices. The average cost of a gallon of unleaded gas in Mississippi was still below the national average Friday at about $4.52, according to OPIS, which is part of Dow Jones and Company, publisher of the Wall Street Journal. It's been kind of hard, Ms. James said, not being able to really be there. Ms. James, who works for the Mississippi Department of Child Protection Services, drives one kid to basketball practice and another to work at Chick-fil-A a few times a week. After dropping them off, to save money on gas, Ms. James waits in a parking lot instead of driving back home. We've got to manage this gas to get from one pay period to another, she said. Analysts say high gas prices could persist. A report from JP Morgan last month said retail gas prices could jump to $6.20 a gallon by August. The cost of gas on average has already exceeded that price in California, where gas was about $6.43 on average Friday, according to OPIS. People are still fueling up despite these high prices, said Andrew Gross, a spokesman at AAA. At some point, drivers may change their daily driving habits or lifestyle due to these high prices, but we are not there yet. AAA, an automobile organization, obtains data from OPIS. Some drivers are purchasing fewer gallons on each visit to gas stations, but making more frequent trips to fuel up. Patrick DeHaan, head of petroleum analysis at Price Tracker Gas Buddy, said consumer resilience has remained relatively strong, even as demand has started to waver. He projects people will more significantly adjust their driving habits when gas hits between $5.40 and $5.50. That is around the price that, adjusted for inflation, would surpass the 2008 peak for gas prices, Mr. DeHaan said. We're getting to the point where there's probably a lot more demand destruction ahead as consumers come to grips with the higher fuel prices, something we've never seen to this magnitude, Mr. DeHaan said. Chris Stevenson, a 24-year-old from New Jersey, said he's just going to ignore the prices for as long as possible. I don't care about the gas. I'm doing a lot of trips, he said while filling up at a Manhattan gas station Friday afternoon. The average price of gas in New York City was $5.18 a gallon, according to OPIS. It's summertime, so you know we have to be outside, he added. Pandemic-related strains have added pressure on prices. Refineries around the world closed some plants after COVID-19 related lockdowns and travel restrictions dragged down fuel demand. Now, as demand hovers closer to pre-pandemic levels, the shortage of online refineries is exacerbating the market and contributing to high gas prices. President Biden has been under pressure to address rising gasoline prices. He might meet with leaders in the Middle East later this month. The potential trip comes as the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries and 10 non-OPEC producers agreed last week to a larger than expected oil production increase. Under the agreement, oil-producing nations will raise output by 648,000 barrels a day in July and in August. The Biden administration has also tapped oil supplies from the U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve, releasing 1 million barrels of oil a day. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency issued an emergency waiver in April allowing gas stations to sell high ethanol content gasoline this summer, despite environmental concerns. Scott Solis, a 51-year-old resident of Goodyear, Arizona, who lives on a fixed income, said he has limited his trips to grocery and retail stores because of high gas prices. He added that he used to go on sightseeing driving trips to Sedona and Flagstaff with his wife and friends. The average cost of a gallon of gas in Arizona was $5.31 Friday. There's no way in heck we can do that now, Mr. Solis said. Ginger Adams Otis contributed to this article. Right to Omar Abubakwi at Omar. Okay, y'all. I was also reading that people are now holding back on their spending because of all of the inflation going on. They're holding back and they're not freely spending their money like they used to. And eventually, that's going to have an even more devastating impact on the economy because you got to keep your people out here spending. America still have not come back from being locked down. And so with the inflation and people holding on to their money and not spending beyond their means is going to really hurt the economy overall. That's why there all this chattering going on about another recession. And they said this one is going to be something different from the other one that they were in. But y'all tell me what you think and let me know what gas prices are around you, especially if you're a driver. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.